Hello, what's up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewKingMB, and I am here to talk about and review Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. This is a 2011 film. That's the fourth installment in the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. I have to be honest, this is my very first time watching Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides. I have rewatched and reviewed the first three movies. I saw those back when they came out, and I rewatched them to review them. But this is the only one that I never saw. Whether it was in the theater or even when I bought this, I hadn't brought myself for some reason to watch it. Maybe I just didn't care at this point about the franchise. But this one is directed by Rob Marshall, and the plot is we see Johnny Depp obviously back as Captain Jack Sparrow, who at the beginning of this movie, he's seemingly still looking for the Black Pearl. This is something that you almost see him doing in each and every single movie. Somehow this ship gets away from him. He's trying to get it back. But on this journey, he runs into Penelope Cruz, who plays Angelica, who is a long-lost love of his past, and she wants him to work with her father, Blackbeard, who they're looking for the Fountain of Youth. So Johnny Depp, Jack Sparrow, goes along with them to help them out, and obviously some crazy stuff happens along the way. Now, what I thought of Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides is... honestly, I feel like after watching this movie that I didn't have to watch it. I feel like if I just watched the third movie and then skipped ahead to the new one coming out, like this movie doesn't feel like it made a whole lot of difference in the grand scheme of everything. It wasn't terrible. I'm not sitting here saying, wow, this movie sucks. I'm just sitting here going, I don't know. It was okay, I guess. But I don't even... Johnny Depp, Jack Sparrow, I find him amusing at points. I find him at times entertaining. But this movie, having him be the main character, having him be the guy that does all of the action, like this movie tries to make him the action star. And that just doesn't work. Sure, he could be capable. He can do things and maybe even outsmart people. Maybe some of his goofiness is a facade to throw you off. But I don't buy the scenes where he's taking on all of these guys with swords by himself, or how he's jumping off of ledges and doing all these things to make me go, I don't buy Jack Sparrow as this big action guy. And that's what happens though when he's the main character, is that I guess the writers in the story feels like they have to have him do all this stuff. We no longer have Orlando Bloom or Keira Knightley to be a part of the story, and I can't tell you how much I miss them in this movie, not because of Jack Sparrow alone, but because any side characters we have. Penelope Cruz, like I said, as Angelica, she's fine. She's very attractive, so yeah, she's hot. But her backstory with Jack Sparrow, the fact that they used to be in love, I guess, or maybe they just were hooking up, I can't really tell what their dynamic was. Were they really in love? There's so many points where he goes behind her back, even to talk to her father, Blackbeard, and just really try to turn him against her or get her killed. But then he shows affection for her other times. And then there's times where she'll catch him doing stuff like this, and she still goes along with him, and you're thinking, okay, she has to be smarter than that. Maybe she's playing him too. And at times it does seem like she's playing him, but then the end of the movie, you're like, well, what's really going on with these two? It was supposed to be played up for comedy, maybe, but I just didn't get the relationship, so I didn't really care. Blackbeard is played by Ian McShane. Great actor, so yeah, I liked seeing him here. I even liked the fact that you couldn't tell whether he was willing to let his daughter die for how bad he wanted this Fountain of Youth, and seeing what he wanted to do with it. This ship filled with a zombie crew, I wish we dealt more with that and what exactly that entailed, and how he can maybe control them or what they can do. Some interesting ideas, but nothing really fell through, nothing really explored greatly enough. For example, we had mermaids in this movie. We never talked about mermaids before in the other movies. They just show up here, and I didn't have a huge problem with mermaids existing. In fact, I kind of liked how they went from being these nice, sweet, innocent-looking characters to then becoming like vampires and having sharp teeth and killing guys, ripping them apart. Like, that was kind of freaky. But of course, they had to do the classic cliched thing of they capture one of the mermaids, Serena, played by Astrid Burgess Frisbee. I've never seen this actress before, and she was fine, but it's just, she's the nice one, she's the innocent one, and she falls in love with one of the main male characters, Sam Claflin, who you might remember as Finnick from The Hunger Games. He's been in a couple things. He plays Philip, and their love story I thought was forced as hell. I didn't relate to the Philip character at all. I don't mind this actor, but again, it's like they were trying to make them almost the new Will Turner and Elizabeth Swann, and I never quite bought into it. Now, I mentioned it in my last review, Keith Richards. He shows back up in here, and that's when I did some research, and I realized, or I almost forgot, the fact that Johnny Depp based the Jack Sparrow character on Keith Richards and his mannerisms and movements. So the fact that they did cast him in this movie, and he's seemingly, I think, playing Johnny Depp's dad, that's cool. I will admit, now that I think about it, it does work. It is pretty cool. The last thing I want to mention, at least as far as a character goes, is Jeffrey Rush is back as Captain Barbossa. But when you see that he's now joined the British Parliament, or he's a lord now, and you kind of go like, what? Really? And I know he has this plan, and he really wants to get to Blackbeard and kill him, but I just thought everything that they did with Jeffrey Rush was weird. A lot of story things in this movie, that's what it is. It's weird. I'm not going to say that it's like a slow pace, or that there's not a lot of action, or they don't try to make it fun and whatnot. I just think that for a Pirates of the Caribbean movie, it's very forgettable. It's very just, it is what it is. I don't think it's all that special. I don't think making Jack Sparrow the main character is the best way to go. It's just there for me. It's okay, but I'm being very generous when I say okay. So guys, let me know in the comments below, what do you think of Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides? Do you like it more than I do? Do you think I'm being too harsh on it? Or do you agree that it's just, meh, forgettable? So guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!